Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here by Atakline for this Wednesday, March 18th, 2015. Hump Day today, especially for those who are living with hangovers from last night's St. Patty's. I hope everyone had a very happy and safe St. Patty's Day today. And before we kick things off, I want to say this. I don't normally say anything like this on my show, but I want to send my best wishes to my grandfather who just went to the hospital. He's been going to the hospital left and right last couple of months, but now he's back. Apparently, he's suffered cardiac arrest. So prayers to my grandpa right now. Best wishes to my grandpa right now in the hospital. Right now, let's get on down and brush it off and just get ready to get through the rest of the day, including with the entertainment news of the day. Starting with Billboard #1s. Well, once again, for the multi-th week in a row, we have another new #1 album. No, it's not Kendrick Lamar, which will probably debut sometime next week. You know his album, because his album did come out on Monday, leaked, and it is on iTunes right now. Update for Monday. It is available to buy on iTunes. It's everywhere now. It's on Google. It's everywhere now. So it came out digitally a week ago. It'll be physically in stores next week. But the new #1 album is the soundtrack to Empire. We see movie soundtracks become #1 albums, but not often we see a TV show soundtrack go #1. And Empire is that rare occasion with #1 album. Preventing Madonna from getting #1. This is the first Madonna album, Rebel Hearts, the first Madonna album in 17 years since Way of Light, not to debut at #1. Music's debut at #1, American Life debut at #1, Confessions debut at #1, Hard Candy debut at #1, and MDNA debut at #1. But Rebel Heart debuted at a very modest #2. Well, Luke Bryan's Speak Big album is #3. And will any song beat the still #1? Do I need to say it? 11 weeks. 11 weeks. And running. And counting. Bruno Mars, Mark Ronson, Uptown Funk remains #1 on Hot 100. So congrats to them. So there you go with that. Now, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony happens once a year. And every 3 years, it's in Cleveland. And this year is that year. On April the 18th, the ceremony will take place in Cleveland. We all know who's going in. This year, Ringo Starr, Bill Withers, Lou Reed, Paul Butterfield Blues Band, Green Day, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and the Five Royales. Until today, we didn't know who was inducting them. Well, today we found out the inductors and performers. Inducting Ringo Starr, no shit, Paul McCartney. Who else would it have gotten? Come on. Beatles. Bill Withers would be inducted by Stevie Wonder. Lou Reed would be inducted by Patti Smith, of course, posthumous inductor. The Butterfield Blues Band would be inducted by Jay Giles Band lead singer Peter Wolf. Well, Fall Out Boy would be inducting Green Day. John Mayer would be inducting Stevie Ray Vaughan. And Steve Cropper would be inducting the Five Royales. Now, besides the inductees themselves, probably we're going to see a performance from Green Day for sure. Bill Withers, I think, hasn't performed in a couple of years, so he may come out of retirement. But besides the possible performances from them, performers who will be performing will be Beck, Dave Grohl, Joe Walsh, Tom Morello, John Legend, and Jimmy Vaughn. More announcements for performers will be announced, but that's the initial list of performers and the presenters for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony set to take place at Cleveland Public Hall Saturday, April 18th. The ceremony will air sometime in May on HBO. Let's get on with some tour news and festival news concerning 2 artists from Young Money. First things first, Nicki Minaj, who kicked off the European leg of the Pinkprint tour this past Monday in Brussels, with Katy Perry making a guest appearance in the audience. But now Nicki's heading back on the road in America as the Pinkprint US leg has just been announced. The tour, which will be with 4 hot young MCs to join Nicki on tour, including Meek Mill, Ray Swimmer, aka Eardrummers, known for No Flex Zone, I hope I pronounced that, D.E.J. Loaf, Jeff Loaf, and Tanisha, who was scheduled to open up for Iggy Azalea on the Great Escape tour. She promised another tour, and I think she said, hey, if I can't tour with one female MC, I'll tour with the other female MC around, Nicki Minaj. So those 4 joined Nicki Minaj on the Pinkprint US tour, which, like I said, kicked off European leg, and of course rehearsals were plagued with a tragedy that happens during rehearsals with some of Nicki Minaj's entourage getting shot and murdered and injured. But the tour in the U.S. will kick off July 17th, mostly an amphitheater tour, kicking off in Dallas. We're going to hit Miami, Brooklyn, and Barclays Center, one of few arenas, besides, I think, Pepsi Center, Rogers Arena in Vancouver, Saddle Dome in Calgary, the Knob, Pine Knob, aka DT, in Detroit on July 31st. You'll be in Atlanta, Charlotte, Tinley Park in Chicago. So there you go. Nicki Minaj gonna be on the Pinkprint tour. Now, look at her schedule of surprises. There is a Toronto stop on July 28th. Just a few days after Nicki Minaj hits Toronto. Toronto's very own and fellow Young Money artist and one-time flame, Drake, will have his annual OVO Festival. It'll take place 2 days, August 2nd and 3rd, at both the Air Canada Centre and the Molson Amphitheater. The first night will feature Kevin Hart. He'll be at the Air Canada Centre, the August 1st or 2nd. While the first, besides Kevin Hart, at the Molson Amphitheater on August 2nd will be J. Cole's Forest Hills Drive Tour, featuring his openers, Big Sean, YG, and Jeremiah. It also will feature some other openers, Baz, Kaz, and Omen. And Drake will perform on August the 3rd. And Drake has always brought out some special surprise guests during his shows before at the OVO Fest in Toronto at the Molson Amphitheater, including in the past, Lauryn Hill, Usher, 50 Cent, and G-Unit. So Drake's not doing a big tour this year, just doing a bunch of festival dates, including Coachella, Governor's Ball, Wireless Festival in London, and of course his own OVO Festival in Toronto, following the dropping of his surprise mixtape that went to #1. If you're reading this, it's too late to set up his proper 4th album. So there you go. Nicki Minaj set to go on tour in America. Well, Big Sean will join fellow Young Money mate of Nicki's, Drake, on his OVO Fest. Also will feature Kevin Hart. Now, man, the last couple of weeks have not been very good to Robin Thicke. Last week was, of course, reported that Robin Thicke and Fur would have to pay up big time to the estate of Marvin Gaye for whipping up his song, Got to Give It Up for Bloodlines. Which is kind of like a weird ruling for a lot of songs, because now it's like, if your song even sounds slightly identical to another song, you get lawsuited. But not all song copying issues go to court. Look at Tom Petty and Sam Smith. Sam Smith's song, Stay With Me, sounded a little bit like Tom Petty's I Won't Back Down. They didn't go to court. They signed amicably by Sam just adding Tom to the songwriting list. And if things gonna get worse for Robin Thicke after the whole situation involving the lawsuit involving him and Pharrell for copying Marvin Gaye's song for Bloodlines, after about a year and a half of separation, it's official that he and his estranged wife, Paula Patton, are singing a song to themselves that their divorce is official. They officially divorced after about a year and a half that included Robin Thicke's ill-attempted to get her back by writing an entire album named after her that bombed and almost ruined his career. And I don't know if he'll ever come back from that. Because he went from Blue Lions to being a broken down man trying to get his wife back desperately. A desperate attempt with his Paula album. They've been dating since 1993, married in 2005. They have one child in 2010. And like I said, they've been separated for months. As Thicke was trying to save the marriage, but of course, like I said, the ill-fated attempt to get her back, Paula album. But now they're officially divorced for good. They're done. Thea and E for good. Paula and Robin divorced for real. So there you go. It has been confirmed by reps to both. So there you go. That's what happens when you have two superstars in a marriage. Some superstars' marriages don't last unless you're ever going on Faith Hill going on 20 years. So there you go. Just want to put that out there. And that is it for the Atakline for today. Modern's on break till next week. And Diane Loves Jenny went on season finale last week. A lot of A&E shows are done. But Modern returns next week. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the news from Zach. See you later. Yeah.